Indeed, and greetings unto you, beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again today on another live stream. I appreciate your presence. Genuinely. How are you doing? I do want to get into it like right off the bat, but I'm gonna give it a second. Just calm down a little bit. Hmm. Yeah, I think this is the one. One true, selfless act always inspires another. So, if anything, if you're tuning into this YouTube video and you just want to watch the first, 2 minutes, take that with you, friend. One one unselfish act always inspires another. Truly unselfish act always inspires another. Today's title was actually inspired by Aunt B. I saw a notification on the Discord that she went live like 40 minutes ago, maybe a little bit more than 40 minutes ago. And her title was Life's Not a Race, Set Your Own Pace. And like I usually try and come to these streams with some sort of intention, feeling towards, or message, if you will, that I feel like has been resonating with me today. And for some reason, that message never came. And I can get myself in such a headspace, when that doesn't happen, when I feel like I'm drawing at straws, like where I I convince myself or I tell myself these things like, oh, maybe I'll do another silent stream, I'll just say nothing for an extended period of time and maybe then something will come to me. And then, through the act of wanting to share love with someone, wanting to share love with Aunt B, I went and tuned into her stream, and then her title was exactly the inspiration that I needed. Wasn't so much that I was not inspired throughout the day, it was just that I wasn't there to be inspired yet. And as soon as I read her message, it instantly just, came as this, bolt of information, feeling, understanding through me again. My title is Day 285. You don't need to win to thrive. Celebrate being alive. And like I had this chat, like I was tuning into the OG Darkly Manor stream as well today. And there was a friend in there who basically we were talking about movies, and he mentioned that he used to be inspired by watching movies, and he used to have these feelings towards, movies, and now he finds himself completely uninspired by these things. And Theo asked him, how old is he? And he's like, oh, I'm 38. I'm so old, And I instantly felt just this resonance, this, reaching out towards. And I communicated a little bit with him even after the stream finished. And he mentioned something where he was like, looking at my friends, I am at a disadvantage, or I'm at a loss, or I'm not, performing as well. And another friend of mine also asked me the same question today. Not exactly the same question, but I feel in the same vein of would I ever go to a high school reunion? And I told him, I don't think so, because I feel if I were to go to a high school reunion, it would be for the wrong reasons. It wouldn't be to see the other people, because I'm not exactly friends with the people that I went to high school with. So it would be purely out of this intention to, either go and see if they're doing well, or to go and show them how well I'm doing. And like maybe that was the lesson I had to learn today. Like this feeling of urgency, this feeling of, we're not succeeding fast enough, this feeling of I'm not good enough because of this, because of that. It's so delusional sometimes, We think this life is a competition when in fact it's literally, unequivocally every step of the way a co-creation. We're not trying to get ahead of each other. There's nothing to get ahead of. We're constantly running, towards something. And in this running towards it, we have this word in Afrikaans, we poiki, trip, we trip people up, we put sand in people's shoes, we like metaphorically, of course. We do these things that aren't beneficial to us or the other person because we think that we're going to lose, in some way. No matter what it is, if you're not as successful as someone else, then now you're in a loss in comparison to them. When it's so fundamentally flawed to think that way, you're not losing anything. You are gaining an infinite amount of experience. Even if you live your entire life as like a bum, for example. We consider homeless people unsuccessful people. Why? Who's to say a homeless person is unsuccessful? Maybe that homeless person got to experience, nuances of human nature that an extremely wealthy person would never even had the opportunity to. And that experience is perfectly divine. We try and extrapolate and we try and reduce things to numbers for some reason. And I think it's our obsession with numbers. And I'm saying our because I kind of feel I resonate with the numbers 44. And that number to me is something significant. But, trying to accumulate numbers, the very nature of numbers is that they can go on indefinitely. So if you try and attach your happiness, and I was like thinking about this yesterday, let me share with you what I've been thinking because I felt like I really had to spend some time convincing myself of this as well. I was thinking that the streams, haven't been doing as well as they used to, and I was like, oh yeah, like I'm missing this friend and I'm missing that friend, and I wonder where they are. And I was attaching some sense of happiness, some sense of satisfaction to numbers again, and I instantly realized that this was an opportunity for me to either continue doing that or realize what I'm doing wrong. And I was like, dude, if you are going to attach any inkling of your happiness to number success, you will indefinitely have things to suffer about. Eva, for wat blaf jij? For wat blaf je? What are you barking at? Ah, mijn boefdas. Wat blaf jij? Wat blaf je, mijn liefie? Eva, wat blaf je, boobs? Okay, I've ranted enough. Toasty and Jovan, thank you for joining me, my beloved friends. Cody is here as well. Thank you for joining us. Oh, Mammy, thank you for the heartwarming and for the energy you're sharing with me. I appreciate you so much. Lane says, I found this cool little spot just off of a trail that I frequently walk through. I'm basically sitting on an exposed route and encircled by fallen trees. It's a vibe. Right now, Lane, goodness, dude, that sounds like a vibe. I don't know if you have internet, but that sounds like something worth streaming even. Maybe that's just my egoic consciousness thinking, ooh, cool scenery, I have to share. Dude, thank you for sharing that imagery with me in this moment. I appreciate you joining us, Lane. How are you doing, friend? Thank you for the Ally Award. I appreciate you so much, Mammy. How are you doing, my beloved friend? Hey, it's even Darcy. Thank you for dropping some gold, dude. How are you doing, Darcy? I got to tune into Darcy's stream the other day. And then as soon as I tuned in, I was like, oh goodness. Oh my! What is being discussed? And then Darcy is like, oh goodness, Mel, now that you're in the stream, I feel like I have to be a good person. And I'm like, oh no, Darcy. You already are a good person, dude. I love you so much, man. Thank you for joining us, dude. It's so nice having you here. Ooh, Wallaby. Wallaby of the Wall Street? I don't know. I think money gives you more options in life. It absolutely does, my friend. It really does. I think of money more so as freedom as I do as a sense of happiness or a value of happiness. Because fundamentally, money allows you to, set yourself free in certain ways. But if you are fundamentally captured, if you are fundamentally obsessed just with the accumulation of the number value of money, you won't allow yourself to experience any freedom because you wouldn't want to spend any of it. There's this very weird thing about the accumulation of money. You become more and more obsessed with it. And this is like a reoccurring topic as of late, is how, you know, the more you own, the more things you have, the more stuff you accumulate, the more you have to be attached to. And it's the exact same thing if you become attached to the money number. You know, like, I agree completely. I also, you know, would like, you know, in some point in my life to have financial independence and financial wealth. More so importantly, for me at least, to be able to help others. You know, I've never been in a position to genuinely help another person financially. And that is something I thoroughly look forward to being able to do. Being able to, you know, help someone start a business, being able to help someone pay off their school loans, for example, like stuff like that, you know, literally being able to change slash save someone's life with an intention like that. And unfortunately, you know, if you look at these multi-billionaires, that kind of, I don't know if that is present. You know, I'm not saying every single one of them don't, you know, give back to the community, but I don't see it as a norm, if that makes any sense. And I'm curious, you know, are they billionaires because they weren't giving, or are they billionaires because they, you know, made just good business decisions, you know, in its own? Like, what I'm asking is, are they billionaires because they were as selfish as humanly possible, and as a result was able to accumulate that much money? If I ever, you know, like, I'll be comfortable at most to have a single billion. Anything above that, like, I mean, even $1 billion, that's absolutely fucking stupid. You know, you don't need $1 billion. But if I ever were to go over that, then I fundamentally failed. Like, I genuinely believe if you have more than $1 billion, you're failing as a human. Not, you know, you're not failing as a business person, or, you know, on our like physical measure of success, but you're failing as a human. You know, like, having that much money means you are kind of, you're not technically keeping that much money from people. You know, like, I mean, we don't have to have some people lose for other people to have stuff. That's not necessarily the case. But having that much, you know, like, imagine how much you could do. Like, there's this little video, you know, like, it's this kind of whimsical, if I had all the money Bezos had, oh, the things I could do. It goes something like that. And it basically just puts into perspective, you know, Bezos could save, like, transform hundreds of millions of people's lives, and he would still be a multi-billionaire. And they just don't. They're like, ah, you know, I'm in this race. You know, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna have the most money. Oh no, damn it! I'm not top of the list anymore. I only have $190 billion instead of $197 billion, like the person above me. Guess I have to make up $8 billion so I can be in spot number one again, because then I'm gonna win. You're not winning anything, damn it. You're losing on a fundamental level. In lurking mode, so I'm sitting back and listening. I hope everyone is keeping well. I'm keeping so well, Mammy. It's so nice to have you lurking in our stream again. We've missed you so much. It does give you more options, but it's a subjective when whether but it's subjective whether someone value those extra options. There we go. Lane basically said exactly what I said with a little bit more eloquence. Perfectly put, Lane. Like, the fact that you understand that as well, you know, at your age is, I believe, life changing. Good vibes from Georgia, boy. Good vibes to you as well, friend. Thank you for joining us. What constitutes winning, though? Like, I don't think there is such a thing. You know, like, winning, if you want to, like, talk about a race, means that you came first, right? But when it comes to life, fundamentally, you're not first, you know? Like, not even in anything. Like, I sometimes, you know, think to myself, for example, I have an example in my mind now. Like, I do stream sometimes where I use my main phone as a microphone. I use my speaker as my speaker. I set up this phone as a streaming phone from a distance. Then I broadcast the microphone sound over like Bluetooth signal to the Bluetooth speaker, putting the sound over so that I can literally talk from a distance. And sure, you have like different mic systems with which you can do that, but I don't think anybody else has done it that way. And then there is this inkling, this want for us to say, "Oh yeah, I'm the first to do that." But again, if you take a more, let's take say a five-dimensional perspective, if you take a step back and you understand that we live within an infinite universe, then that has been done an infinite amount of times, and it's not so much about doing it first, it's not so much about coming first, as it's about being here, celebrating life as we're living it. When you celebrate only these, temporary victories, if you will, it becomes so monotonous because you're constantly in chase mode of that win. And then you get that win, and then you're now, okay, I am victorious. Where's the next race? And it becomes this cat and mouse, like constant rat race of you chasing this next win, next win, next win. And it literally, some people do it to the point where before they realize what they've been doing, they're retired, they can't, live their lives anymore to the fullest, or they just die. And then we do it over and over and over again, and we teach our children that that is the way it's supposed to be done. Nah, dude. Oh, nah. Yo, that sounds noise, right? Life is suffering, though. Klepto. Ugh. It's through the transformation of suffering that the path is found. I don't think life is suffering. You said like that's a Buddhist understanding, and literally because of that, the four truths, if you will, it's something like I think the first one of the noble truths is life is suffering. I don't agree with that. I think fundamentally, if you say something like that, you're accepting of the suffering. Like, I believe, if anything, suffering is a part of this reality so that we may more fully appreciate the joy, the aestheticism, the absolute awe-inspiring nature of this world. Because if we didn't have some senses of suffering, like, let's put it this way, Klepto. You're not like, okay, let's take percentage based rather. You're not suffering the majority of life. We do suffer. We have, intense bouts of suffering, granted, but it's not the majority of our existences. We're not in constant suffering and then, oh yeah, oh, I'm happy a little bit, and then go back to suffering. So in that way, I wouldn't be able to be a Buddhist either because of that fundamental difference and understanding for me. I believe, life is love. And then there is within this love the feeling of contraction away from it, and that is suffering. Again, we're here to heal our sense of separation from God. Oh, the stream drops. Of course. But I have it copied, the title that is, so I'm gonna get right back into it. I actually want to see r/banano as a subreddit now. Neat. Yeah, Aunt B still is streaming on r/Haywire Hill, so I'm not going to. Let's try distant socializing again, shall we? Second time's a charm. Again, the freaking comments. Please, send me strength. Send me the strength I need to not get No, too much. Middle? No. Middle? Yes, there we go. Man, the rants. Oh goodness. Like it was funny to me tuning into the OG Darkly Manor stream today. He like literally goes into a mini rant, like literally 30, maybe 40 seconds, and he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry for the rant," and I'm like, "Oh goodness." You think that was a rant, dude? What have I been doing? If that was a rant, is there a trappen van vergelijking? Is there something worse than a rant? Something more serious? Because I do that sometimes. Freaking just rant away. let's say something worth saying while we wait for me to be able to see comments again. Feeling is learning in a visceral level, on a visceral level. Ooh. Feeling is learning on a visceral level. There we go. Indeed, Aiden, thank you for joining us, dude. Thank you for welcoming me back. Kira is here as well. Oh, and even Cable. I was thinking about you today, dude. I was like, I wonder when Cable is gonna tune in again. Thank you for the wholesome, dude. Let's just call rants subjective and all love each other anyway. Oh, absolutely. I'm not gonna apologize, Cody. I love ranting, dude. I feel some of the best information we've received rather, in these streams, came from a ranting state of mind. So I'm not gonna apologize or, feel bad about it. I'm just curious if there is a word for something even more intense than just a normal rant, a mini rant. Oh, what's up, dude? Love the shirt. Oh, thank you, Nan. I appreciate you as well, friend. How are you doing? I can't stay much longer. Have a nice stream, everyone, and an even better day, as I hope you have as well, Lane. Enjoy your day, dude. Enjoy the nature. Swiggity swoogity, swiggity swiggity, swooty, our pan to the poopty. Yes. Yes, it did. 5 minutes worth of comments in the ether. I'll go read them afterwards, of course, but man, man, please do send them again. I would love to answer your messages. Oh, Infamous One is here as well. Thank you for the hugs, my beloved friend. Sending you hugs right back. How are you doing, Infamous? Speaking is just another way to express deeper thought processes. Speaking is literally thinking. All good. Thinking out loud. Like, I'm curious as well, actually, Cody, because there's something about speaking that's kind of lower bandwidth or slowed down, I think might be a better way to say it, a lower frequency. Also kind of sounds like it can be a negative. But, when it comes to, the speed at which we articulate in our heads and the things we feel and the things we think and the different connections we make in a moment, I'll read one thing that you friends say and then my mind goes to 10 different places. If I was, or if we were rather, capable of both communicating and receiving information in that way, it would be significantly more, rather potentially more overwhelming, where speaking can kind of be a lower form of information or a more digestible form of information, and yet it's still possible for us to speak in ways in which the information is hard to process. So I think there is both lowering of vibration in speaking as opposed to thoughts, but I believe in the same breath there are also different spectrums slash frequencies of speech. How about that, Cody? What do you feel about that, my friend? Love you all. Having my coffee with you, friends. Man, I haven't set an intention for my water, and I've been taking sips of it already. Didn't set an intention either, so I feel it's important for us to set one today. I feel like the topics of, being in a race, trying to run towards something. What would the one word intention be, that kind of counterbalances that feeling, that intention, that understanding of this reality? Calm? Acceptance? Settle? I feel like experience can be one of them as well, because that's what I believe is supposed to be about. It's not supposed to be about the end goal. It's supposed to be about the experience. So I think maybe that's gonna be it. To experience, friends. I'm glad you ranted. It's good to be true to you. Oh, absolutely, Cable. I'm happy that you're here as well, dude. Like, bruh, Cable. Like, Cable does this thing where he's like, "Hey, dude, I want to be on the podcast," and I'm like, "Okay, let's go and be on the podcast." And then he doesn't reply to my messages for 3 days, and then I'm like, "Bruh." I can ask someone else to be on the podcast, but then I don't because I want you to be on the podcast, and then you don't answer my message. Freaking Cable. I love you, dude. I love the ranting and the sass melt knows this. I do, fortunately. Thank you, Infamous One. I love you too, my friend. Ranting is just a slightly angry flow state. I think you might actually be right, Aiden. Because man, am I angry sometimes? I feel like anger and being over passionate can be very easily interchangeable. So I'm gonna take the angry and I'm gonna be the over passionate flow state. Yes. I feel better about this. I agree completely. I wrote a fire comment, but now it's a secret. Damn it, Toasty. I'm gonna go and check it out, man. So it's not gonna be a secret for long. But now you have me curious. You have me questioning. Mm, I'm not surprised. You do send some fire comments, man. As you always do. There we go. Infamous One saying the same. Oh, even Aiden as well. Stop. Yo, dude, take it. I think out loud all the time and I get in trouble. That's okay, the Batman. Thank you for joining us again today, my friend. It's so nice to have you here. So, like, what do you tend to think that gets you in trouble? It's one thing to think things out loud. I do the same sometimes. Like if someone like brings information into a conversation that I don't agree with, I'm very vocal about that. I'm like, yeah, and like technically, I would technically save myself a bunch of turmoil, save myself a bunch of potential disagreement or contempt by just shutting up. But nah, you just said something I cannot stand for, so I'm gonna say something. So I get what you're saying, the Batman. What do you tend to say? Like, what is it that pushes your buttons, or do you just find yourself saying stuff that isn't necessarily something people approve of? I'm curious. I'm really curious. Please do tell me. Batman! Yeah, Batman is back! I knew. I knew it would be. Little bubblegum birthday kush. Huh? Huh. What? Infamous One? You bamboozling my brain? You're back. Oh, yay, my heart. I knew it, dude. It's just a matter of time. Love is true. You can't get away from it. Speaking forces you to narrow your thoughts from 10 things to the thing you were speaking of. It really is that way, Cody. And you'll see me sometimes as well trying to speak about 10 things. And I'll be like, and then I'm like, okay. No, 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 no. It really is that way, man. It really, really is that way. Does anyone else find it easier to write thoughts down rather than speaking them? Uh, if I'm emotional, it is Infamous One. Like especially if I'm, angry or sad, then it's significantly easier for me to type my thoughts out. But when I'm trying to express an idea or I'm trying to communicate something in general, I find words or at least, casual speaking serves me better. I'm thinking now very specifically about last week. I wouldn't say me and my mom had a falling out, not at all even. Like I was, doing some baking for her and she was just giving me really bad instructions, like bad instructions, like not telling me, like how to do things properly and then I do things the way that they usually get done. Like, you put the pan, for example, on the scale and you zero it and then you add your dough. Like that's how it's supposed to be done. That's how you measure things out. And then she's like, no, you were supposed to, add the pan, keep the weight, and then add the dough, and then weigh it with the pan. And I'm like, dude, that's just, why don't you tell me that? And I was getting so emotional and so frustrated because that was just one of the things. There was like three things prior to that where she was giving me bad information as well. And like, I really dislike if someone doesn't communicate properly or efficiently sometimes. And I know that's something I have to work on, and I do try to. And like, I tried to send a voice note, trying to explain to her why I feel the way I do about this as I did. And it was not just that, like she also, was mentioning, like while I was kind of reading a little bit about her bad instructions, she was like, "Oh, this is what pays for the berries that you eat," or something like that. She says because my mom, like, she knows friends that have like berry businesses, so she gives them baked goods. They give her berries, and I'm like, so what? Am I supposed to feel guilty about the berries I'm eating? Am I, not supposed to eat them at all? Like, how many times do I have to say thank you for you to feel thanked? I was feeling all of these things, and I was like trying to take a voice note, and I sent the voice note, or I was like taking the voice note, and then I get flustered, and I like didn't know what to say, or I couldn't get it out, and I tried again, and I tried again, and I think I tried like 10 or 11 times, and I was like, bro. And then I just, just like typed it through teary eyes, and I was like, yes, get the information out. So I do get what you're saying, Infamous One. Something about your energy draws me back. It's called love, Batman. You are loved, friend. Love is true, and we try and communicate that every single time. Mm. Christabel, thank you for joining us as well. It's so nice to have you here, my friend. Thank you for the hugs as well. I appreciate that. I'm having coffee and watching my favorite South African who swears he's not Australian. Flights, not feelings. It's nice to have you as well, my friend. Thank you for joining us. How have you been since the last time we've chatted? You big silly. I say things you don't approve of. I mean, like, it's just in general, like, not even just me. When you're trying to have a conversation, about certain topics, feces isn't necessarily something that is, welcome. Like if you're eating, for example, or if you're trying to talk about, anything in general, right? Like unless you're talking about bathroom business, the topic just doesn't necessarily fit, if you will, right? And I believe this is a co-creation. So how you choose to co-create is a choice. I don't, they never get in trouble with me. I'm just like passionate about things, and I don't shut up. So I'll say things when I feel things. Very true. That's why it's so important to have friends to bounce things off of and confide in. I agree completely. And there's something very magical about having conversations with friends in a way that you can genuinely, like as you're saying, Toast, the bouncing off of one another. Like you say something, and then you say something, let's say with one perspective, and then your friend basically says back to you what you just said with their perspective. So now both of you have two perspectives. But as soon as he shares his perspective with you, now you have technically gained another perspective, and he has gained, or she has gained, another perspective. And then you get to share it from this, combined double perspective back to them, creating a third perspective. And this bouncing back creates this ever growing perspective of the topic you're trying to discuss. And it creates so much novelty, so much stuff, so much feeling. Where if you were just trying to have that conversation in your own head, you would just be holding on to your individual one line perspective. And that's why I believe communication, that's why I believe these streams are as important as they are, because that's exactly what we're doing constantly. I could personally articulate more accurately when I write it down. I get lost in the process. If I write, then I don't write what I was actually thinking. I can personally articulate more accurately. Oh, okay. So, okay. For a second thought, you were saying, you articulate better in writing, but now I get what you're saying. I feel the same thing sometimes, and I feel I also get into rants as well when I'm typing. Like I'll say something, and then I feel that thing needs to have something said about it, and then by the time I'm like finished with the text, like there's more information that's necessary, if you will. So I feel that as well, actually, Cody. I sometimes love communicating over text versus with my voice sometimes. I get too distracted and then, yeah, I just end up writing like a super massive paragraph that is way overcomplicated because I'm trying the perfect amount of nuance. Damn it, Aiden, get out of my brain. Yeah, yeah. Exactly like that. Exactly like that. Are you my friend? Of course. Of course. Are you me, friend? Oh, yes. Of course as well. Infamous one. Same, bro. I just hate misrepresenting how I feel and I don't speak super well in person if I'm flustered. There we go. Yeah. Like I like it literally makes me boil with happiness to know I'm not the only one that does that. I do the same, and then I self-edit it and change directions like 5 times. Yeah, 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 yeah. Oh, he's back. I have him blocked, so I don't even have to deal with the topic of infamous one. It does help. Like I love the friend still, you know. Like maybe this is just step one of his evolution, and he had to kind of get beaten around by the high level characters, you know, like no, stop talking about that shit. Come up here and talk about the other stuff, you know. So I'm looking at it from a place of growth, from a place of evolution. It can get better, I believe so. Deep down, yep, I am. There we go. Aiden knows. Same, and I usually feel flustered when speaking at all. Like I agree with that as well, Kira, but I feel flustered more so because I get emotional about what I'm talking about, not the actual talking in itself, right? You'll be talking about something, and then just saying it kind of brings up all of the things you feel associated with it, and then that association kind of trips you up with the rest of the way you want to say things. And it's this potential loop you can get yourself into. And I found myself in that loop here as well, where I'll just, become teary eyed because of the things we choose to share. And I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing. I feel it's just a visceral part of feeling. Hey, it's Katie. Thank you for joining us, friend. How are you doing? How's your roommate? Bored? I'll just call you. No, 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 no. I'm gonna call you bored. Libertine, Libertine. Probably Libertine. Hey, Libertine. Thank you for joining us, friend. Peace to you as well. Yes, I'm slowly gaining the skill from recovering from being flustered, but it's tough. Absolutely, it is. I just think it's an intense feeling towards. I don't think it's something to be ashamed of at all. David is Blake. Yeah, you only need to thrive to thrive. You only need to be alive to thrive, I believe, actually, David. Just having this experience, right? Like, I have a glass of water, and I have clothes on my body, and that's what I have. Like, I technically have these cell phones, taking footage and live streaming to the world. But I'm not exactly giving me any happiness. You, friend, are giving me the happiness, but not so much the actual devices. And yet, I'm sitting here with this glass of water, and this is a beautiful experience. I believe in this moment I'm thriving because I get to be alive in this moment. I get to see the little flowers that tree is starting to form. I get to see mildly the berries on that tree. They're kind of like pinkish now. They're gonna become purple. I get to see like there's just billions of blades of grass. There are a bunch of ants just, going about their business around me. I have a pup there. I have a ginger there, just chilling. Like this moment, just being alive in this very moment is everything you need to thrive. Like this moment is an actual set of infinity. And sometimes it just takes you recognizing that, you kind of accepting the fact of how great life is, even if it's something as arbitrary as a kitty sleeping behind you. as arbitrary as little ants going about their business, as blades of grass and little seed pods being shaped by them as well. Looking at the little berries forming, the little flowers on that tree, the nuances in the bark. Beauty is all around us. We like to believe that we need something exogenous or external to us to really appreciate these things, but it always is. It always is. You're not winning, you're not losing, you just are. Definitely. How are you doing, Blake? David is Blake. It's nice to have you here. Them perspectives. Them perspectives. Hulle wil vir my se bring. Hoe lyk We had one of the little ducklings kind of monking, not having a proper walking pattern. Nice dude. I instantly stopped screaming when he was put in my hands. Ek is so jammer. Ek is so jammer dat ek I'm sorry. Yeah, I think like we were watching his parents like was stepping on him and biting him. It looked like there was some sort of trying to cull him, unfortunately. Like animals have this tendency to kill their weak. And it's, to me at least, such a proof of animalistic nature. And one of the things that we've realized about humans, like a few thousand years ago, we have found humans buried who had broken legs. And they lived long, like really long, after those legs were broken. And what that means on a fundamental level is that instead of allowing a fellow human to die, we were willing to put that human down in our living area, and we were willing to take care of that human for the time being that they were supposed to recover, which literally proves to me and shows to me this compassion that human beings have developed, if you will, as our consciousness became more complex as well. And I didn't know this little chick was still there. I thought like she was taken away or something, or was like started walking again. And my dad just picked her up. I don't think she's gonna make it. But like just being able to be here for her right now, or him right now. Being compassionate towards. I would rather. Hi. Don't worry. You can rest. You can rest, little baby. You can rest. I'm sorry. You are loved. You are loved. Yes, it usually ends up being way too long, but I'm like, fuck it, I can edit it down. I just don't, dude. Like one of the caveats of talking to me is you're gonna get freaking text walled. He hasn't seen the synchronicity yet. Yeah, unfortunately, Cody, it always, slams me in the face sometimes. I love it. Zelius! Hello, friend. Thank you for joining us. I can feel his little eye being pressed up against my finger, and I can't think that that's comfortable. There you go. And then we get all self conscious that we overshared and over explained. Don't, dude. We're here to over explain and overshare. If that's not what we wanted, we wouldn't have been doing it, right? Just lean into it, dude. I'm more than willing to read a text wall. It's always something that makes me feel like there was this intention put towards. Oh baby. Oh baby. I'm so sorry. Thank you for the silver, Sunny. It's nice to see you again, friend. Roses are red. I hate torn pants. I'm listening on full ears. Or more of your rants. Thank you so much, NSN. I appreciate your love, friend. That's beautiful. Thank you for the little poem. Hey, whoa, Toasty. Don't be calling me out that hard. Yes, do it. Do it. Call him out. When does your cup go up for auction? Like maybe in like 4 years and 4 months and 4 days, friend. Like someone please remind me. Like by then it will be worth something. Right now it's cup. It's worth cup to me. Mm. Ooh, experience. Thank you for joining us as well, Lucid. It's nice to have you here. Hello to you. My wife's dirty My wife's turning 30, I'm guessing, is this weekend. Can't wait to get shit faced. Do you need an excuse, the Batman? Why not just get shit faced now? I think we use these excuses sometimes, you know. And I used to enjoy the feelings of being drunk because I thought because that's well, first and foremost, it was the only thing that I knew when I used to get drunk. But like you're paying, dude. You're literally paying of your body, unfortunately, for that stuff. Is it something that serves you, the Batman? I mean, like at least you're doing it by occasion, so I guess that's good. But I would like to pose the question: why not just do it now, if it's something that's important? Hey, Libertine, you're right, Brozart. Mr. Brozart. I like your username, friend. Thank you for joining us. Unhappy letters. You've never seen the things I've seen. Then, nice outlook, but people aren't born as privileged as you with your a glass of water. Yeah, like what you're saying has some validity, my friend. You know, I do recognize and appreciate the privilege that I have grown up with, you know, having a house to live in, having food to eat, having loving parents. I have a lot to be grateful for, my friend. Thank you for reminding me. I appreciate you as well, Letters. It's nice to have you here. Happy Letters. Being positive takes active work. It really does. And it becomes, in my opinion, like a muscle. Like you literally practice being positive. And I believe the more positive information you put into yourself, and then as a result, repeat this positive information to yourself, it becomes your reality eventually. Altered researcher, you make the best of the situation you are in. It's the only thing you can do. Yeah, you're completely right. It's alarmed researcher. You're completely right, friend. I couldn't agree more. Shame. The little heartbeat. I can like feel every single heartbeat, and I can feel the breathing as well. She's so weak. You can relax, little bird. I won't hurt you. You can rest. You can rest. Hey, Angela's here. Just stopping by. Gotta go to work. Enjoy work, Angela. Thank you so much for taking the time, even a second, to be here with us. Was that your dad walking behind you? It was the Batman. My pops. You just are privileged. As I've said, friend. Where are you located? I'm in South Africa. No supermarket. Baby! Who hurt you? Because we love you. Yes, we do, Cody. Like, I'm not hurt, fortunately. I'm just going to be completely present with him as well. Oh my goodness, little dog. Sometimes, when I hear the complaining, I want to shake my head and judge the old. I'm older and wiser and have seen more, but everyone's experience is different. Maybe privilege is a state of mind. I feel the word privilege just has so much bias, attached to it. Like privilege has this sense of, oh, you have this thing, and for that reason, you are worthy of being judged or you're worthy of being hated because of this privilege you have. When that is fundamentally flawed, hating another being because what they were born into is exactly the same as being racist. You can't hate someone for their skin color. You can't hate someone for their sexual orientation. You can't hate someone for the way they look. You can't hate someone for being privileged because you're fundamentally like on the wrong path if you do stuff like that. And like there's this mentality right now, this victim mentality, around our world where we don't want to be happy. We don't want to accept that we are, in a lot of ways responsible for our own happiness. So we blame others. We will say stuff like, "Oh, you're privileged, and that's why you're happy." No. When I was the most privileged, when we had more than enough like household income for me to be able to afford my antidepressants, I tried to kill myself with them. Like we technically don't have the money to do that right now. And I'm happier now than I've ever been. I haven't earned a cent in the last, like basically, it's more than a year now, and that doesn't steal my happiness away from me. Only you can do that, and people don't want to believe that. Burp whisperer. Like I feel like this is me like almost giving hospice care to this little duckling, giving it the knowledge that love is true in its last moments on this earth. She's fighting so hard to stay here. You don't have to, little baby. Death is not dangerous. You'll be okay. You'll be okay. You are like a simple life appreciation poet. Thank you so much, dude. That's beautiful. I appreciate that so much. Instantly stop screaming. Right? There you go. The heartbeat is so erratic as well. It's like dup, 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 dup. Splayed legs. It happens to some birds. The parents will try to take them out. That's what happened, unfortunately, Javan. They do that. Just, again, makes me appreciate our humanity so much. You know, our ability to, not even our ability to, our willingness to take care of our injured, take care of our disabled, take care of our, what's the word I'm looking for? Weak. And the word weak is something that we, again, assign negativity towards, but If you're too weak, to stand up yourself, there could be a person that would be willing to carry you, and that to me is absolutely beautiful. Poor baby. Only the strong survive. It's true. It is true, Batman. He was the runt. Unfortunately, he was. Yes, I was talking about this yesterday. Netherlands and yet Neanderthals had a strong sense of community and empathy, right? It's pretty crazy, dude. It's pretty crazy. It makes me so happy, man. It kind of makes me question where we went wrong. And I feel this industrialization slash capitalization of the planet is one of those. Because we started to gain empathy slash care for something material. And this obsession got to the point where the material was worth more than the individual. And I believe that's why our planet is in the state that it is right now. Poor little baby. I'm so sad. Christabel, it's okay, my friend. Like, I'm definitely not enjoying this, but I'm feeling into, the reality that she was going to die completely alone, completely isolated, feeling that there is nothing around her other than, the grass beneath her that would eventually, take her again. And now, instead of having that experience, she gets to have the experience of another being, you know. Like my hand is warm as well, so like that would create some comfort for her as well. She doesn't have to die cold and scared. It's love, Christabel. It's love, my friend. What is strength? Strength in our reality is bodily strength. You know, we consider those that can dominate, those that can. Yeah, I think enough said. Those are the strong. But I believe those that are compassionate, those that can look at the suffering in the world, those that can help in the face of personal pain, that to me is what strength is. He looks like he's having a rough one, definitely not having a good time. Is that dead? Not just yet, my friend. Dead, not dead, but dying. Human heart. Human? Artrabel? Thank you for joining us, my friend. Yeah, like last moments, unfortunately. It seems intuitive. A rising tide lifts all boats, right? It really is. I was hoping you would send him links. Oh no, he is saying it looks like it won't make it. Unfortunately, I don't think so either, Kira. Like as I said, this baby, like we've been watching him or her for a long time now, and she was always like lagging around, like lagging behind the rest of the flock. And then my brother basically came in, like called me, and he was like, "Oh, the geese are fighting one another," or something like that. And I came out, and one of the geese, did this, like they duck down and they run like a snake at you, and they were biting this little baby, and there were six of them, and I am brave, you know, but I'm not brave enough to take on six adult geese that have six other babies with them, because they become extremely aggressive when they have babies as well. I'm sorry, little baby. I'm sorry. There was also evidence that one skeleton was born with a twisted leg and they took care of them from birth, right? It's crazy, man. It's so beautiful. Not yet is right. Yeah, it doesn't look good. Unfortunately not. Just hold her. I'm going to cry. Cry, Christabel. It's okay, my friend. It's okay. Like this year has been absolutely laden with loss for me. I lost grandma recently. I lost grandpa a little bit ago. I lost Kiki. I lost Kiko. I lost Cara. And I will lose her as well. But they're not lost. We lose them, but they're not lost. It's okay to cry, my friend. What's wrong just got here. Like I've explained, my friend. Thank you for asking. I'm not crying. You're crying. No, you're crying, Cody. I'm not crying. I think his neck is broken. It might be as well. Can't keep the neck up at all, unfortunately. I'm a friend. That's what I was wondering. It might be that as well, actually. It's okay, sweet baby in gentle arms. Back or neck broken, can't support his own head. Might have been stepped on. I wouldn't be surprised either. Like as I said, the parents were trying to kill the baby as well, unfortunately. Like I don't. It's one thing, to abandon, but to actually go outright and try and kill your own young, that's a little bit much for me. I hope it's not suffering. I hope so as well, Toasty. Like I'm actively feeling into the understanding that I'm trying to absorb pain away from, trying to take it onto myself. Where'd you get it? Like on the grass behind the tree. We have some geese, and they got babies recently. This is one of them. I'm crying. I don't know if I can watch anymore. It's okay, Cristobal. You don't have to, my friend. Sorry. This is depressing. It's okay, Lucid. Thank you as well for joining us, my friend. Thank you for making it a little bit comfortable. I think so, Katie. Thank you for the love when it rains. Best spot to be right now. Loving hands. I'm feeling into that as well, my friend. Thank you, Mel, for rolling up her baby. Sending love to you both, and please pet the bird for me. It's some pet from Kira, little baby. Yeah, was that duckling? It is, my friend. Yep, was yelping before Mel. Tell them I feel he's more comfortable this way, maybe. I think so as well. Infamous one. The alternative isn't acceptable to me either. What's your excuse for not putting the poor bird out of his misery? It's suffering. It's going to pass, my friend. The bird is not suffering. It's choosing to live. It's choosing to hold on. And for me to end its suffering, in your words, would be me taking away from its divinity. Like our might is say there's not, an experience going on internally right now for this little bird where it feels like it has to make a decision. It has to think about things. It has to have the experience it has to have, so that it can pass on to the next state of existence complete. If I take the bird's life, then I could be, stealing from or ruining the potential for this little bird to go through the process it needs to. All I can do is be here for it now. Sitting here, knowing some of the comments coming up, this is not the moment for some of them. Yeah. Okay, Batman. This is a stark reminder of fragility of life. Take this time to share love of the ones we have while we have them. Appreciate your humanity. Appreciate yourself. Love is true. Thank you so much, Toasty, for saying that as well. I'm looking forward to be giving my mom and my siblings a big old hug, after this stream as well. You're right, Batman. Preach stomps foot. We must know death to appreciate life. Life isn't suffering, there is suffering. It's a stark difference and a fundamental understanding to me at least. Life cannot exist without dark, but both are necessary to see. Absolutely, my friend. This brings back such memories of loving my aunt through her death. You're amazing for holding that poor burb and letting it feel warmth and love as it passes. I hope that it lets go soon. I hope so as well, Kira. I'm encouraging her to. And I can feel the heartbeat weakening as well. Death is not dangerous, little baby. Death is not dangerous. Well, that just broke my heart. A comment about if we cannot stand and having someone to help us made a pattern of thoughts of my own family recently and the health struggles. I'm so sorry to hear that, Infamous One. I'm sorry that there's health struggles, my friend. I'm here with you. We love you so much, my friend. Know that we are here to share with you if you want to, my friend. Mariah, so much love to you as well. Love is true. Love you too, Infamous One. Hey, Psychedelic Fan. It's nice to have you here. Hey, good day, Melton Moore. You are amazing. No, you aren't the. You're amazing, my friend. Are geese dangerous? Forgive me. We don't have too many of them in the desert. Can they actually do damage? They pinch and roll. So like they have pretty big beaks. I mean, this is a little baby, and the beak is as big as my fingertip, basically. So an adult beak will be about like that big, give or take, and then they like grab onto your skin, and they do this. Not dangerous. They won't kill you, but it's very much not a pleasant experience, unfortunately. Love you, friend, so much. Hey, Gob, thank you for joining us, dude. Thank you for the hugs. Giving you so much hugs back. When I was 12, one of our baby chickens had gotten out into the snow and was out for too long before I found him. I remember holding him in my hands, trying to warm him up. He died, but I'll never forget that sweet little boy who taught me how to cry. Now you're bringing back some stuff in me as well, Aiden. Like when I was 5 years old, my dad bought me chickens, and like I was so ecstatic when my chickens laid eggs, because I knew I was going to have little chicks, and I would look into my chicken coop, day in day out, waiting for these little like eggs to hatch. And one morning my dad wakes me up, and he's like, "I have a surprise for you." And he takes me out to the chicken coop, and these new little babies are hatching. You can hear the little cheep cheep of them. And it wasn't a week when a dog broke into our yard and killed every single one of them. And I was so young, and I didn't really know how to process, but that was the very first time that I ever felt hatred, disgust, disapproval. Towards that dog. But it was just the dog's nature. Wasn't like he was trying to hurt me. And yet, within my consciousness at that time, there was the intention to hurt him. I didn't, obviously. Couldn't find the dog, didn't know what the dog was, but man, Like I feel these things happen like for a reason sometimes, and it can be so messed up to hear myself saying that. But I feel if it wasn't for experiences like that, if I didn't have experiences like that at the age that I did, I wouldn't have been where I am right now, dude. And I think it's the exact same thing for that little baby chick as well, dude. Taught you how to cry, taught you how to feel so viscerally, into the loss of something. And I feel these experiences make us more full, more nuanced individuals. It's hard to accept it sometimes, but we are capable of so much more. I have literally had them chase my son at the park and actually stick around once he fell. They're brutal, yeah. They have absolutely no mercy, unfortunately, Infamous One. I'm sorry about laughing. It's not funny. I'm just imagining, like a small child just like hysterically running away from these things. And then as soon as he falls, they're like, yeah, now we got him. Oh, I'm just trying to cheer myself up. Yeah, freaking geese, ducks have no chill. Good man. Uh, are all of these names or people or animals? Are all these names of people or animals? I'm not exactly sure what you're asking, son of shrimp. I'm guessing yours is of an animal. Thank you for joining us. Beating heart. Love to you. Thank you, God. I appreciate the award, my friend. I missed the beginning. I caught up though. Animals. Damn, man. I'm sorry. It's okay, friend. You don't have to be sorry. I love you as well, Infamous One. I mean, like, they have little duck teeth, right? They have like serrated beaks, yeah. Not technically teeth. It's basically the beak forms these little pinchers that kind of grip if they bite onto things, yeah. And they do have long claws, yeah. Very much so. This little baby's claws are like 3, maybe 4 millimeters long. Like I know you American friends don't know millimeters. It's like an inch is 2.5 centimeters. So it would be a tenth, a tenth of an inch per nail, basically. Gabi, for the pets and small children, yes, but you can just eat them if they come after you as an adult. Yeah, like they like I remember, like being one of those small boys hysterically running away from geese. I would eat the shit out of a cobra chicken. I mean, in self-defense, of course. Of course, if the geese steps up, technically it took you on as a challenge, bro. Like it went from, oh, hello, animal, I love you and I give you your space, to like combat music starting. Dun, 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 dun. It became a fight. I don't think any of us would expect you to be intentionally malicious. Whoa. I don't know what that was. An experience, I actually do believe that. That too was an experience. It's okay, little baby. Some birds do. I am quoting Napoleon Dynamite to make myself chuckle. Do birds have large talents, dude? Napoleon Dynamite, man, I haven't seen that movie in forever. Oh yes, I did the same. Useless Meltmore. Are you one of the kind that are Meltmore are one of the kindest, most gentle souls I've ever had the pleasure of streaming. Thank you for your loving spirit, my friend. Thank you for your loving spirit, psychedelic fan. Like the fact that you can think, or see me as a loving and a gentle person means that you have that capacity within inside of you as well. Know that I'm not anything more special. You are everything that you think I am. You're doing such a good job, my brother. I know how hard it is holding space for you in my heart, candlelit and crying with you. I wish I was there to hold you both. You are, you are Kira. Thank you so much, my friend. Coping with the classics. I gotta laugh to keep from crying. I tried to as well. I'm happy I'm not the only one that made jokes. Like, it's again so synchronous. Damn it, Tina. Give me some of your thoughts. All of the Napoleon Dynamite freaking quotes. Yo, yeah, tater tots were popular in 2005. I've never had a tater tot in my life, dude. I've always, heard about them in American movies, and I've always wanted to try them, but I never had any. I guess it's just mashed potato, like pushed into pucks, right? I'm guessing. So it's almost like hash browns, almost. I'm not exactly sure. Starving, get your. Oh, she can lift her head, so it's not broken, just terribly weak. Like, what do you think about what just happened, Jovan? It looked like it was having a little bit of a psychedelic experience almost, like a trance or something. Like, I genuinely believe it's going through its processes of what it needs to go through before it goes on to what comes next. Maybe it can be nursed back to health. I don't think so, Toasty. Like, just feeling the heartbeat, dude. Like, it's erratic, it's unstable, and it's very slow. Especially for a being this small, the little heartbeat should be faster than mine right now. And it's, I mean, it probably is still faster than mine, but not stable. Coming for your bourbon foe. Hey, Len, it's nice to have you, friend. Your hair is great today. Why, thank you. Like, I feel it's getting a little bit dry. I haven't used conditioner in almost 2 months. I'm feeling kind of good about that, actually. I'm the lady people behind. Always. I'm the lady people always bring the burbs to. I've nursed quite a few back. One just a few weeks ago. It's so pleasing to see them go back to this for the while. I can only imagine. That's beautiful. Like, damn it, that's one of the invasive species. Continues to feed him with an eyedropper. Yeah, it's like, oh, you steal food and habitat from the other burbs that are supposed to be here, but you're still worthy of life, regardless. Again, who are we to say? Ah, yes, kindness doesn't judge. No, it doesn't. I can resonate with that meld. When I lost my brother, my hatred turned towards existence and everyone I knew, including myself. Those first experiences are dark and difficult. I'm happy you are where you are now. I'm happy to be here with you, Cody. Like, we had to do so much growing, so much exploring, so much self work for all of us, not just me, to be where it is we are right now in this moment. And it's a blessing. I appreciate you, friend, so much. That image brought me space, right? So much. Peace, not space. That as well, actually. Compassion. Mm, what a beautiful word. With a ton of work, maybe, there's likely an internal injury. I'm thinking that as well, unfortunately, Jovan. Like, the thing that's concerning me is, the heartbeat. And the fact that she has been, you know, like, not fully capable, able bodied, if you will, from the very start. The best burp lady. The worst moments of my childhood and adult life are the things that have taught me the most about myself and the depth of what I possess to keep going. You are an absolute inspiration in that way as well, Kira. I've said it to you recently. Being able to have experienced so much pain, so much suffering, so much turmoil, and still, regardless of that, not accepting that as your truth, not making it your reality, still living from a place of love, still choosing to help other beings, out of that pain, it's so divine. You are an absolute inspiration, Kira. You're beautiful, Jovan. Thank you for being a burp guardian. Indeed. Thank you so much, Jovan. Gotta prove you can dance in the rain before you can bask in the sunlight. I do like that, actually. That's what baby ducks do. How to clean themselves. Really? Okay. Maybe he wants to be all clean when he goes into the afterlife, wants to make an impression. And be like, sup, just had a shower. I'm ready for this new existence. And literally said, blep. Sorry if it wasn't bad taste. No, not at all, Mariah. We're here together, my friend. I may ask to commission a new burb tattoo that incorporates love is true. Ooh, Kira. You just kind of like blew my mind a little bit because I want a new tattoo, like hopefully soon, maybe soon. And I was like thinking, oh man, like I can't really afford a tattoo, so I was gonna trade weed for the tattooist. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna like go into a tattoo shop and be like, would you be willing to take X amount of weed for a tattoo? And I'm gonna see if I can get away with it. And I was like, maybe I'll be able to get a tattoo for X amount of weed, but getting someone to like do a commission and a drawing for me for the tattoo, maybe not. But maybe you friends could be able to help me as well. Literally make something that goes on my body permanently. How about that? How about it? Need to send Mel some thoughts. Yeah. Want some thoughts? Hash brown balls, that's it. Okay, I was like basically on it. I do like hash browns. Man, it kind of brings me back like one vacation. I think it felt like it was the last vacation we went on. I think I was like 13. We went to like a place called Sun City in South Africa, and we got booked. My dad booked us to the hotel, and they had a buffet. And at this buffet, they had like literally this entire plate full of hash browns. And I shit you not, I think I ate like 15 of them. They were so good. I just could not get enough. I was like, yeah, this is it. Buffet. I just chowing hash browns. I was so freaking pleased. I deleted my comment because I misspelled your name. No problem whatsoever, my friend. I don't think we're too concerned with that stuff. Extra crispy. It's so small. Yes, dude. I'm so glad you're saying it toasty because that's the thing I was thinking as well, dude. I'm like, how? How do you even like how is that possible? It has to be so tiny. Thank you for holding that tiny baby through this. Such a comfort that many don't get. I feel that as well, then. Like 100%. Passing away alone is definitely not the way to go. I really don't feel he'll make it, but I would try putting his head on a natural position though. It'll make him more comfortable. I did try to do that, Jovan, like at first. But it seems he isn't comfortable with me moving his head anywhere else, unfortunately. How about that? Better? I hope so. Thank you, Jovan. I appreciate your intention so much, my friend. Try some water upright. Neck back to that position as well. Like I feel like birds do kind of, position their heads to the sides when they're trying to sleep. Need some water, little baby? No, unfortunately, there's no drinking happening right now. Let's try once more. Exactly. Well, my first tattoo says, "Happy to be here. Glad to be here with you too, friend." As I am with you, Cody. So much, dude. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me. Thank you, friends, for being here with me. Regardless of the potential pain and turmoil that you can feel in this moment with me, it means more than I can say. Yes, I was thinking that. Wondering if putting his hand down, holding it steady, may be more comfy too. I'm not exactly sure. I wish there was just a button I can press and then instantly add comfort, but like he's not struggling, to get out of my hands or something. So I don't think he's in complete discomfort. Girl, I wouldn't let you pay me. Cook me dinner or draw me a mandala. Yeah, there we go. There we go. This whole situation reminds me of the loving Reaper webcomic. Death doesn't have to be scary, can be kind. Yes, I believe that as well, Aiden. Death, I feel, would be the loneliest being ever because of how many people are fearful of him or her, of it. When in fact, he is exactly the same in what I'm doing right now. Takes you to the next place so that you don't have to be alone. You know, such a beautiful service, actually. Maybe uh, in your lap instead. Let's see, Jovan. There you go, little baby. He has his head against the scarf now. Hey, Candace, thank you for joining us, my friend. So nice to have you here. How are you doing, Candace? We've had a little bit of a roller coaster of a day. We started off with the topic of, our incessant need to try and win whatever this life thing is. And it turned into a stream talking about compassion and taking care of others. It helped me think about death in a different light. Try more clever jokes. We're a fun crowd, I promise. Just gotta put some enough into it. Yeah, dude, I'm a little bit over it, Toasty. Especially right now, it's just in poor taste, unfortunately. Agreed. That was a beautiful piece. Piece, pace, place. Compassion friend. He's still loving you. Willing to start a GoFundMe for Malsa too. Oh, psychedelic fan. I wouldn't be able to take your money either right now, my friend. Like this year, I've set the intention to only give to you friends. I don't plan on taking anything from you. Scarfy McScarfinson. Yes, it's me, Scarfy McScarfinson. Thank you for joining us, dude. Thank you for sharing some love. Be right there with you both. What happened to the duckling? Unfortunately, this little duckling has been very weak, since it got born. And today, the adults decided that it was time for this duckling to no longer be, unfortunately. Honestly, I know he most likely won't accept it. What it is. Yeah. Kira, I was getting stomped out at the run. May be passing. I think so as well. Ducks like to tuck their heads. Yeah, I was thinking that as well. Like, he looks comfortable right now. Eyes are completely closed. I love the Loving Reaper. Thank you for reminding me of this, right? I don't think I've seen the Loving Reaper webcomic, but I like the word, just the Loving Reaper. You made him a lap nest. I did. He looks so comfortable now. It's time for me, and it's nighttime for me, and I'm drunk. Well, welcome, friend. In your drunken state, if you can remember any of this, try and remember that you are loved, friend. You're cared about, you're appreciated, you have a thing to do. Sometimes we don't know what that thing is, sometimes we do. Sometimes we get to find out. Know that you're a loved friend, and thank you for joining us. Don't forget to hydrate. Yes, I agree. I just got here, but I know this isn't base reality, by the way. No, it very much isn't. This is definitely not base reality. I don't like base reality. It's cool. I'm in the right spot then. Yeah, definitely Infamous One. Thank you for the heartwarming Christabel. I'm happy to still have you here, my friend. So much love to you. Melt, what if we set intentions to do things for you who have given so much? Uh, like, Kira, like eventually, and like I've been thinking about this as well. I would be willing, to accept help if your friends genuinely believe in me in the way that you would want to support me so we can continue doing what it is we're doing. And then I would, lovingly accept help. But right now, fortunately, my parents are willing to help me in that way. I don't necessarily have to afford a place to live and food to eat just yet. If I do need to, then I would be willing to accept help. But because I feel I have been given so much already, I've been given so much and I've only been taking my entire life, that it's more important for me to give, and I want to give more, and I will give more, but the time will come for that as well. We need to send the webcomic to Discord. Yes, please. I would love to see it as well. Thank you. Thank you, Aiden. Thank you so much, man. How long ago was he born? It's been like a few weeks. No, like maybe a week and a half now. It's been a week and a half now. And for this last week and a half, this baby has been, kind of weak, unfortunately. Jovan, I'm not gonna lie, I read your commentaries. You made him a lap dance. Being all sexy, yeah. Give this duck the time of his life. Melt not wearing a scarf. Has this ever happened before? It has happened twice before. Only twice. Aiden, this is the third time. Like, I've taken it off now. You don't get to talk about adult goose, friend. Yeah, freaking adult goose. Keep it to yourself, you freaking murderers. Agreed. He does so much for others. No expectations are personal. Okay. This is the way, my friend. Like this, and to be completely honest as well, friends. Just on a spiritual, on an emotional, on a mental level, you friends have given me so much. So much, and I'm eternally grateful for that as well. I'll just fly to South Africa with my tattoo gun. Aiden, you have a tattoo gun? Bruh, you better get freaking good because I'm gonna come and get a tattoo from you as well. I have one. I have like a. Let me show you. Maybe a little bit more. I have this big oxytocin molecule on me, and I want molecules going all the way up and around onto my arm. And I think the next one I want to get is a dopamine molecule, because I feel this year, the conquering of dopamine was something very important. Important. Yeah, I just basically want all of the essential neurochemicals. I really love chemistry and talking about stuff like that. And if you can literally show someone a chemical, makes it even easier to understand. At least to me, it does. Sweet friend, you give more than anyone I know. Kira, I want to give even more, my friend. Oh, I want to come and visit? There we go. You have Kira signing up as well. You're not taking anything from Meld. You're getting something given to you. Thank you. Aiden, as I said, friend, when the time is right, when it's necessary, when I can't go without, I will happily, make the switch. You give every fucking test. I'm gonna freaking give every day twice, dude. Then give every day 3 times. And then 4 times. Give every day even more, bro. Until there's nothing left to give. Yo, what? Right? I'm also blown away, right? Like I thought me and Aiden were completely duplicates, but Aiden has a one up on me. Dude has a freaking tattoo gun. I freaking love it. Thank you for the helpful Phil Billy. It's nice to have you here, friend. Thank you for joining us. I promise no tattoos if artistic quality of artistic quality, but I do promise memories. I mean, technically, you can still, add a sticker and you can just kind of trace over the sticker or the ink left behind by the sticker. Right, Aiden? What have you been hiding from us? Okay, so now it really is a lap test for the chocolate. I mean, I did kind of unbutton my shirt a little bit, so you're not completely off, my friend. You can buy tattoo guns off Amazon. I tattoo fruits mostly. That's where you start, right? Like cantaloupes and bananas, I think, are the ones. And then, like, if you feel you have mastered those, then you get yourself a pigskin. Like, get good, Aiden. Like, I'm not joking, bro. I'm getting a tattoo from you. It's just a matter of time, bro. Matter of time. Must see. There we go. I want to see. Good practice. It really is. Show us these fruits. I'm also actually curious. I'll take a picture the next time I do. Please, dude. I would love to see that. Yeah, fruit. Memories are all that's needed. Hell, I love the blurry fairy cramp stamp mess of nothing I got in college. Because those things, exactly as you're saying, those memories, you look at that and, the state of being you were in, the things you were thinking. Like, when I look at this tattoo, like, at that point in my life, like, having romantic love was something very important to me. Hello, mama. Lekker dag gewoon.
Ja, dat is niet waar.
Ook heel rustig, dank je. Dan mag hij al.
Ja, maar ik werd niet gejat.
Okay. So every time I look at this tattoo, it kind of transports me back to that state of mind, where I was when I got it. Like, I was actually thinking about it yesterday, how I was like laying down and getting this tattoo, and my heart was beating with such ferocity that I was literally shaking. And then my tattoo artist like types onto his translator, and he's like presses the button. He's like, too much undulation. I'm like, bro, what you want me to do? Like, make my heart start beating? You're literally stabbing me at 900 stabs per second. What do you want from me? Anyone just wants to see my melons? Yes, we do, dude. Show us the melons. I call a kiwi tattoo. I call it kiwi tattoo, please. That makes me actually think about Naomi's little painting as well. Oh wait, do you tattoo fruit or on fruit? What? I mean, I guess he's tattooing like the skin of the fruit on. Yeah, that sounds right. Hey guys, I love you. I love you too, Jovan, so much. I have two that were both done by the best friend I lost recently. One says, "We're sewn together," and the other is a bird bounding from the surface to the stars and galaxy. Such a beautiful way to remember your friend as well, Infamous One. I'm so happy that you get to have that. I think in the same way, you also have that visceral feeling of like self-reflection and looking back upon when you look at that tattoo. Shoot, I'm confused. I'm confused by your confusion. I understand the confusion. Certain fruit skins hold ink similar to human skin, so it's good to practice on. Yeah, I've not been bold enough to tattoo on human skin yet. It is, quite intimidating. And like pig skin first before human skin, right? Dope, Aiden. I want to see your art, dude. Don't hold out on me. Just give me. Just give me some of that Aiden art, please. You got some Aiden art? You got any of the art, bro? I need. Bro, you know I'm good for it. You know I'm good for it. Oh, Jabatan, I love you so much. Oh, you. But when I do one, I feel pretty good about it until I send it. I got the tattoo gun a few weeks ago, so I'm still figuring everything out. It's gonna take some time, Aiden. Spend some time, get good. I look forward to getting that tattoo. Friends, I am going to say goodbye for today. Thank you so much for sharing this space with me. I look forward to seeing all of you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone.